with this, I wanted to start building what I build and create. I am reskinning one of my builds, which is either koyotrade.com, callshealth.org, and entertain you. I created koyotrade.com and then I have reskinned, so basically use the same layout and same information that was already created in Koyo Trade, and I just recreate that, and it's called reskinning. And so what I want to do is create an NDIS one. So I worked in the NDIS industry, and it's bad. It's really bad. There's so many bad things about it, and there's so many dodgy people that work in it, especially when it comes to like the agencies. That's why I work for an agency. And so, what I do is I look at industries within Australia that happen to be billion-dollar industries. So it means people are spending money on them every single day, and I recreate alternatives, or I create alternatives to those industries. That's what I do, and what I have done with the current businesses that I have is that, and most of them I've worked in. And so this particular one hit home hard because I did work in the industry for the day before the 3 months was over, the trial, and they fired me because I did things that were for the participant and it wasn't for the industry. And so what I've created now is this particular platform. And so what I've wanted to do is I want to take what I'm creating, what I've created, and then put it onto the projects, which is part of Claude AI. And so I've created it in Claude AI and I want to put it to projects and recreate it. So I've asked Claude AI here to create me a prompt, and so it says that you can go back and have a look at what I'm typing. I want a prompt to give to projects, as well as I want it to basically copy everything that it has done. So I used Claude AI, just the chat bit, to build my businesses, not understanding that there's other areas in Claude as well. And so this particular one I want to put in projects, because basically you put it in projects and it can create the whole thing for you. You can put it in code, as in Claude Code, and it can create the whole thing for you too. I have used Claude Code when I've been stuck on something, creating something, and it got stuck in it in just Claude AI, and I put it to Claude Code. Everything's not easy. There are things that you need to learn to do along the way. But what I've done here is I wanted to get the information so I could put it to projects. Basically, this is the first step of it. So this is the first step of me reskinning it. And so you can go back and you can look and watch it. And so I've recorded this. Now I'm recording this camera bit. And so I just wanted to tell you what I'm doing. And so I'll do this over a couple of pieces. So what it's done is I've asked for what I wanted to do. It asked me some questions. So I always say to it, let's discuss it. And let's make sure that you are doing what I want to create. So when it's asking me here about the brand domain names and all that stuff, and so I say, this is what I want to buy. So I've talked about a lot of things on Claude AI over the last 4 months of using it, about the platforms I want to create. And this is one of the platforms that are in the pipeline. And today I'll be recreating that whole thing. So if you just watch what I've done, it'll show you what I've asked for it to do. And so now it's created the prompt that I need to put onto the projects, which will be the next video that you'll watch, is me taking these prompts here that it's created and put it into projects and use projects to create it for me. When I've used just Claude AI by itself, it was one step at a time, very consuming, and I had to really specifically know what I wanted to tell it, where I've only used projects a couple of times where they're all good and they're all also a little bit restrictive, and so I sort of use all the bits together to create the things that I want to create, because I want to create them as easy as possible, because it is a big job when you're creating business systems. I'm not just creating a website that is a business card, I'm creating entire business systems. So that is part one of me reskinning Koyo Trade for the NDIS business system here. So make sure you follow along.